Last week at my local gym, I met John, a 95-year-old veteran who left everyone amazed. While younger guys were catching their breath, he was finishing his third set of weights, followed by a mile walk on the treadmill. But what really caught my attention wasn't just his physical strength, it was his sharp mind and independent spirit. "The secret to living long?" He chuckled, racking his weights. "It's written in how we live each day." Today, I'll share 6 powerful signs I've learned from men like John, signs that could tell you how long you'll thrive after 70. Before we dive into these eye-opening signs, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Drop your city in the comments below, hit that like button, and subscribe if you enjoy real talk about life and relationships. Let's unlock these life-changing secrets together. Sign number 1, emotional resilience. Let me tell you about Mike, a 75-year-old retired firefighter I met at my local coffee shop. 2 years ago, he lost both his wife of 40 years and his lifelong career to retirement within months of each other. Many men in his situation might have withdrawn or given up, but Mike, he chose a different path. "Sure, I was knocked down hard," he told me, his voice steady. But staying down wasn't an option. Instead of shutting himself away, Mike started small. First, he kept his regular morning coffee routine. Then he joined a veterans breakfast club. Soon, he was volunteering at the local fire station, mentoring young recruits. What makes Mike's story remarkable isn't that he avoided grief. He faced it head on. But he didn't let it define his future. That's emotional resilience, gentlemen. It's not about being tough or hiding your feelings. It's about getting back up when life knocks you down. Here's what I've learned from men like Mike about building emotional strength. First, keep your routines. When everything feels uncertain, simple daily habits become your anchor. Whether it's your morning coffee, daily walk, or Sunday game watch, stick to it. Second, stay connected, but on your terms. Mike found comfort in fellow veterans who understood him without requiring long emotional talks. Sometimes just being around others who've walked similar paths is enough. Third, find a way to give back. For Mike, mentoring young firefighters gave him purpose. It turned his pain into wisdom others could use. When you help others, you help yourself heal. And finally, this is crucial, acknowledge your emotions without being ruled by them. As Mike put it, "I miss her every day, but I also know she'd want me to keep living fully." Research shows men who bounce back from life's hardships tend to live longer, healthier lives. It's not just about longevity, it's about quality of life. Men with strong emotional resilience have better heart health, stronger immune systems, and report greater life satisfaction. Look at your own life. When was the last time you faced a major setback? How did you handle it? The way you answer might just reveal how well you'll handle the challenges that come with aging. Remember, building emotional resilience isn't about erasing the past or ignoring pain. It's about learning to move forward while carrying those experiences with strength and dignity. Like building physical strength, emotional resilience gets stronger with practice. Let's move on to our second sign, which connects closely with emotional resilience. Sign number 2, sense of purpose. Meet Tom, a 78-year-old former construction company owner. After selling his business, he faced the same question many successful men do. Now what? His garage full of tools and decades of building experience were gathering dust. "I spent 40 years building houses," Tom told me with a grin, "but these days I'm building something even more important. I'm building confidence in young men who've never held a hammer." Twice a week, Tom teaches basic construction skills to at-risk youth at his local community center. He's turned his garage into a workshop where teenagers learn everything from fixing a leaky faucet to building a bookshelf. But he's teaching them more than just handiwork. He's teaching them self-reliance. Here's what makes Tom's story powerful. He didn't just find a hobby, he found a purpose. And gentlemen, that's what keeps him showing up at 7 a.m. sharp, even on cold mornings when his arthritis is acting up. Let me be clear, purpose isn't about grand gestures. It's about having a reason to get up in the morning that's bigger than yourself. Research shows men with a strong sense of purpose live up to 7 years longer than those without one. Think about that, 7 extra years just from having something meaningful to pursue. How do you find your purpose after retirement? Here's what works for men like Tom. Start with what you know. You've spent decades mastering skills, whether in business, trades, or professional work. Someone needs that knowledge. Look where you're needed. Maybe your local schools need mentors. Perhaps your neighbor's kid could use some career guidance. Veterans groups might need your experience. Keep it practical. Men tend to find more satisfaction in tangible results. Tom isn't just volunteering, he's teaching real skills that change lives. Make it regular. Purpose isn't a one-time thing. Schedule it like you used to schedule important business meetings. Tom's twice-weekly classes give his life rhythm and structure. The results speak for themselves. Men with strong purpose tend to have lower rates of heart disease, better cognitive function, and stronger immune systems. They also report higher life satisfaction and better sleep quality. But here's what really matters. Purpose gives you resilience. When Tom had a minor stroke last year, his doctors were amazed at how quickly he bounced back. His first question wasn't about his recovery time, it was about when he could get back to his students. "Those kids are counting on me," he said. "And honestly, I'm counting on them too." As we move to our third sign, remember this: retirement isn't the end of purpose. It's an opportunity to repurpose your skills in ways that matter. Sign number 3, physical mobility. Let me introduce you to Frank, a 72-year-old former Marine who got a wake-up call when he couldn't keep up with his grandson at the park. "That was my moment of truth," he said. "I refused to become the grandfather who just watches from the bench." Instead of accepting decline as inevitable, Frank started small. First, a 10-minute walk around the block, then 20. Now, a year later, he's doing something remarkable that caught my attention at the local park. Every morning at 6 a.m., rain or shine, Frank leads what he jokingly calls the Old Dogs New Tricks walking group. 5 other veterans, all over 70, meet for a brisk mile walk, followed by basic strength exercises using the park's benches. Nothing fancy, just consistent movement. The secret? Frank laughs, demonstrating a perfect bench push-up. Just keep moving. The moment you stop is the moment you start getting old. Here's what science tells us about mobility after 70. It's not about running marathons or lifting heavy weights. It's about regular, consistent movement. Men who maintain good mobility live independently longer and have a 50% lower risk of falls, one of the biggest threats to our independence as we age. Let me share the practical approach that works for men like Frank. Start with what you've got. Can't walk a mile? Walk to your mailbox? Can't do push-ups? Start with wall push-ups. Every movement counts. Focus on functional fitness. This means exercises that help with daily tasks. Getting up from chairs, climbing stairs, lifting groceries. Frank's group does squats, holding onto a park bench, and practices getting up from the ground. Make it social. Frank's walking group started with just him and one neighbor. The accountability keeps them showing up, and the conversation makes time fly. Maintain your balance. Frank ends each session with simple balance exercises, standing on one leg while holding the bench, then without support. Good balance is your best insurance against falls. Track your progress, military style. Frank keeps a simple log of his daily activities. When you can see your improvements on paper, it motivates you to keep going, he says. The results? Frank not only keeps up with his grandson now, he's teaching the kid proper push-up form. His doctor says he has the mobility of someone 15 years younger. But here's what really matters. Mobility isn't just about physical movement. It's about freedom. Freedom to travel, to play with grandkids, to take care of your home, to live life on your terms. As we move to our fourth sign, remember Frank's words. Motion is lotion for these old joints. The more you move, the better you feel. Sign number 4, mental sharpness. Let me tell you about Jack, a 77-year-old retired mechanic who surprised everyone at his local hardware store. While younger folks were scratching their heads over a new smart home thermostat, Jack stepped in and helped install it. Not because he'd done it before, but because he taught himself how. Cars today are basically computers on wheels, Jack says, pulling up a YouTube tutorial on his tablet. I figured if I could master fuel injection systems for 40 years, I could learn this stuff too. Now, don't get me wrong, Jack isn't some tech genius. He started where many of us do, frustrated with smartphones and cursing at computer updates. But he made a decision that changed everything. Instead of saying, "I'm too old for this," he said, "Show me how." What makes Jack's story powerful is his approach to mental fitness. Like maintaining a car engine, he believes your brain needs regular tuning. Here's what works for men like Jack. Start with what interests you. Jack began with car diagnostic apps because that's what he knew. Then he branched out to smart home devices because he wanted to help his son install them. Now he's the go-to tech guy in his neighborhood. Challenge yourself daily. Jack has a simple rule. Learn one new thing every day, no matter how small. Whether it's a new word, a different route to the store, or figuring out a new feature on his phone, it all counts. Make it practical. Instead of doing crosswords, which he finds boring, Jack troubleshoots real problems. He helps neighbors set up their Wi-Fi, reads about new car technologies, and stays current with tools and techniques in his field. Keep it social. Once a week, Jack meets with other retirees at the library's tech clinic. They share tips, solve problems, and sometimes just commiserate about software updates. Misery loves company, he jokes, but success needs witnesses. The science backs up Jack's approach. Research shows men who stay mentally active have a 47% lower risk of cognitive decline. It's not about preventing aging, it's about aging on your own terms. Here's what's fascinating. Learning new skills, especially technical ones, creates new neural pathways in your brain. It's like adding new roads to a city. The more routes you have, the better the traffic flows. But perhaps the most important benefit isn't mental at all. It's about independence. As Jack puts it, every new thing I learn means one less thing I need to ask for help with. That's freedom. As we move to our fifth sign, remember this. Your brain is like any other muscle. Use it or lose it. And as Jack proves, it's never too late to start training. Sign number 5, independence in daily tasks. Meet Bill, a 76-year-old former auto plant supervisor living solo in his 2-story home. After losing his wife 3 years ago, his kids suggested moving to a retirement community. His response? Not while I can still change my own light bulbs. But here's what makes Bill's story interesting. It's not about stubbornness. It's about smart independence. He's adapted his home and habits to maintain his self-reliance without taking unnecessary risks. Look, he tells me, showing off his meticulously organized garage. Independence isn't about doing everything yourself. It's about managing your life on your terms. Bill's garage looks like a well-run factory floor. Every tool has its place, labeled and within easy reach. His strategy: set yourself up for success. He's right. Research shows men who maintain independence in daily tasks live an average of 5 years longer than those who become dependent early. Here's what we can learn from men like Bill about staying independent. Organize for efficiency. Bill rearranged his kitchen so frequently used items are at waist level, no climbing or deep bending needed. His medications are sorted in a weekly organizer, and he keeps duplicate tools on each floor of his house. Adapt, don't surrender. Can't grip the old manual can opener? Get an electric one. Having trouble reading labels? Keep a magnifying glass in each room. Bill's philosophy: there's usually a tool for that. Maintain your domain. Bill has a maintenance schedule for everything, from checking smoke detector batteries to cleaning gutters, though he now hires help for ladder work. Preventive maintenance works for homes just like it does for machines, he says. Know your limits. This is crucial, gentlemen. Bill still changes light bulbs, but he hired a service for yard work. It's not about giving up independence, he explains. It's about staying independent where it matters most. Stay tech-savvy enough. Bill uses a smartphone for grocery delivery when weather's bad, and video calls his doctor for routine check-ins. He sees technology as a tool for extending independence, not replacing it. The results speak for themselves. At 76, Bill still cooks his famous chili for Sunday football gatherings, handles his own finances, and keeps his home in better shape than neighbors half his age. But here's what's really impressive. Bill's independence isn't just about self-reliance, it's about dignity. As he puts it, every task I can do myself is a victory. Every adaptation I make is a battle won against aging. As we move to our final sign, remember, independence isn't about doing everything alone. It's about staying in control of your daily life, knowing when to adapt, and being wise enough to accept help selectively. Sign number 6, social connections. Meet Ray, a 73-year-old retired construction foreman who transformed his garage into what the neighborhood guys call the workshop. Every Thursday night, you'll find a group of men there, working on projects, sharing tools, and solving problems together. After retirement, I noticed too many good men sitting alone at home, Ray tells me, adjusting the carburetor on his neighbor's lawn mower. We all need a place where we can be useful, where our experience matters. What started as Ray helping a neighbor fix a broken chair has grown into an unofficial men's club. Some bring projects to work on, others come to offer advice or just watch. The key? No pressure for deep conversations. The focus is on doing, fixing, and problem-solving together. Here's why Ray's approach to social connection works so well for men our age: purpose-driven interaction. Unlike forced social events, the workshop gives men a reason to show up. Nobody has to make small talk, Ray explains. The projects do the talking for us. Skill sharing keeps you relevant. One guy knows electronics, another's great with woodworking. Ray's the engine expert. Everyone has something to contribute. Here, age and experience are assets, not liabilities, he says. Regular schedule without commitment pressure. Thursday nights are always open, but no one takes attendance. Men can drop in when they want, stay as long as they like. It's casual but consistent. The impact on health is remarkable. Studies show men with strong social connections have a 50% higher survival rate compared to isolated men. But here's the key. These connections need to feel natural, not forced. Ray's built-in safety net also proves invaluable. When Chuck, a regular at the workshop, didn't show up one Thursday, Ray checked on him and found him struggling with pneumonia. That early intervention might have saved his life. Here are practical ways to build connections like Ray. Share your skills. Whether it's fixing cars, talking sports, or discussing investments, expertise attracts respect and creates natural bonds. Create a regular gathering spot. Your garage, a coffee shop, the local gym, anywhere men can show up without pressure. Join or start a project-based group. Veterans organizations, volunteer maintenance crews, community gardens, places where you can work alongside others. Keep it simple and practical. Ray's group started with just 2 guys fixing things. No committees, no formal structure, just men helping men. The funny thing is, Ray says, adjusting his work light, none of us came here looking for friendship. We came to fix things. The friendships just happened naturally. There you have it, gentlemen. 6 powerful signs that can tell you how well you'll thrive after 70. From Mike's emotional strength and Tom's sense of purpose, to Frank's daily walks and Jack's tech adventures, Bill's smart independence, and Ray's workshop wisdom. Each story shows us that aging well is about choices we make every day. But here's the most important thing I've learned from these remarkable men. It's never too late to strengthen these signs in your life. You don't need to overhaul everything at once. Start small, stay consistent, and focus on what matters to you. Remember what my 95-year-old friend John from the gym said, "The secret is written in how we live each day." Now it's your turn to write your story. If these signs resonated with you, hit that like button and comment 9 below. Let's build a community of men who age on their own terms. Until next time, stay strong and keep moving forward.